I grew up in a Christian home with my two brothers and my mom and dad, and we went to church on a regular basis, and this is where I learned about Jesus and his love for me and his desire to live inside my heart. By the time I was 8 years old, I accepted Christ and I was baptized. And from 8 years old until about ninth grade, we continued to go to church. I grew up in my youth group and continuously pursued God in my life. Around ninth grade, my family moved from one town to another town. And at this time, that was a hard transition for me, and there became some pain and some suffering in my life. And instead of relying on God, I decided to run from Him. And by running from Him, I chose to use drugs and alcohol to help me through the situations I was going through. And there was a lot of pain and suffering and shame that went with using drugs, and this whole time I just continued to run away from Him. Around 5 years later, God put some people in my life. One of the people was my brother, and he had been saved, and he himself had gotten clean from drugs, and he chose to help me see that there was a different way. And around that same time, I started going to NA meetings where they helped me get off the drugs and alcohol, and they showed me a different way. And at some point, I started going to church as well and realized that I had been running all this time. And at that point in my life, I kind of look back and I see that God had pursued me that whole time. He had never left me. He never just said, here, you do it on your own. He was with me the entire time I was going through all of that. And today, when I sit back and I see all that, I realize that I am Jonah.